This course is good for beginners and intermediate level. Let's move to the module 1, which is about Introduction to Machine Learning, what it is and what are its use. Now, before getting into machine learning, let's try to find out what is common between all those images. You can see that all these images corresponds to the English letter F. Now, for us humans to understand that all of these are F's is very easy because our brain is a complex machinery. Each image is different. Their shape is different. The pattern is different. The stroke is different. For the last one, most of the part is not even visible. But our brain can process all this information and still figure out something common between all these images, and it compares it to the knowledge that we already have about the letter F, and it can come to a conclusion that all these images are of the letter F. Now, this entire process is actually the result of years of evolution. That brain can process complex patterns and predict. But for computers, the same thing is actually very difficult. That is why we use these kind of tricky things to identify whether a user of a system is human or a robot by introducing a thing called CAPTCHA. What is CAPTCHA? We use different shapes, different sizes just to confuse robot, because for a robot it is very difficult to identify what all these images are. Now, when human wanted the robot to make these kind of decisions, and not just robot, any machine, when human wanted any machine to make these kinds of decisions, they developed a trick, and that trick is called machine learning. Machine learning is essentially teaching a machine how to process different patterns, how to identify common things between all those patterns, and after that predict a solution. In this case, it would be to predict what is common between all those shapes, and the answer would be the letter F. And if we were able to make a machine understand that all of this is a letter F, that means we have developed a successful machine learning algorithm. Let's look at the definition of machine learning. According to IBM, machine learning is a branch of artificial intelligence and computer science which focuses on the use of data and algorithms to imitate the way that humans learn, gradually improving its accuracy. So, we use some data and then we process that data with the help of an algorithm, and we try to imitate the way humans learn. We try to imitate the way humans make decisions. And gradually, the goal is that when a machine is making such decisions, it should become more and more accurate. The more accurate it is, the better it is for us humans. And then we can incorporate it into different uses, which we'll see further in this course. So let's just make an analogy between how a human brain makes decision and how we utilize it in machine learning. So let's just think about the last time when we took certain decision. Let's say I want to go outside, right? Now, if I want to go outside, there will be a lot of parameters that I'll use as an input to do that thinking. Those parameters can be: what is the mode of travel that I have? How much money do I have? How much time do I have? Once I take all those parameters, then only I'll be able to make a better decision. So all these parameters for our brain, it's essentially a form of input or a knowledge, right? And then inside the brain, I'll do some calculations. I'll say, okay, if I have X amount of money and X amount of time, which place is the best place where I can go so that I can enjoy very much, right? And after thinking about that, maybe I'll have like 2 or 3 places to go. Then I'll probably think about what is the commuting option that I have, and which of these places I can commute to easily without spending much money on that, maybe. And like that, I'll come to the most favorable outcome or a most favorable decision. So here, the probabilities that we calculated in our brains, ki, do I want to go there, or when last time some of my friend visited there, they gave it a worst rating. So do I still want to go there? All these calculations, it's essentially an algorithm, right? And the outcome that we get is the decision. So for a machine learning system, all the input that we'll give to that system will be called as a data, and this data is can be numerous. So in the previous case that we use, the data was pixel data, because we were giving an image as an input. And for a computer, how does a computer reads an image? It sees as a collection of a lot of pixels. And since we use only black or white, so for a computer, in binary form, if the pixel is black, maybe we can say it as 1, or if the pixel is white, computer can read it as 0. So essentially, this is how computer will process that data. So in real life, what we see as an image, computer will fundamentally see it as 0 or 1, or some number, right? And then the algorithm for a machine learning system is the coding that we do, which will process all that data to give us an informed outcome. And then finally, the outcome that the algorithm will process, that is the decision for that machine learning system, right? Our main goal for the machine learning system is that the decision should be more and more accurate.